Hey guys, just wanted to take a moment to tell you that I failed big time. I set a goal to lose 5 pounds by Thanksgiving and I did not do it. I got 3.8 out of 5. And normally I'd be pretty upset about that and kind of embarrassed, or actually, that's not true. Normally I wouldn't have let that happen. I would have just starved myself the last 2 days and lost 2 pounds and hit 5 pounds on the scale just to be able to tell you guys, hey, I did it. But I feel like that's disingenuous, and that would be kind of cheating and lying. And I don't know. Who wants to lose 5 pounds just to gain four back in 3 days because of water weight and you eat again? And so, what I want to tell you is why I didn't lose the weight. And I feel like it's a very healthy process for me. So, like most diets, I started out eating real clean, shedded any carbohydrate, which I don't eat much anyway. I'm more ketogenic just in nature. I don't usually eat grain, starch, fruit. The only thing that's sugar I really ever eat would be some wine here and there, maybe 2, 3 glasses a week. Maybe that's more than here and there, but that's about what I do for sugar. Because remember, sugar isn't just table sugar. Sugar is any carbohydrate that's going to turn to glucose eventually, which is grain, like oatmeal and wheat and rice, and that turns to sugar really fast. So all of you eat oatmeal for breakfast. If you're trying to lose weight, that's a bad idea. And the whole cholesterol thing at lowering, even if it does, it's not even worth the risk reward is not there. It's not worth the trade off of your blood sugar. So grains, starches, corn, potatoes, those kind of things. Don't eat. Those are sugar. Chips, crackers, bagels, waffles, all that stuff. Most of those keto treats are baloney. They spike your blood sugar just like sugar. Protein powders and bars. Just honestly, you got to get off all that. It's all sugar to your body. Fruit is fructose, converts to glucose in the liver, which means it's actually kind of like a poison to your liver. I have clients with fatty livers that don't drink, they eat too much fruit. That's a great way to stop up your metabolism. So anyway, I already don't do that. I get my carbohydrates from vegetables, nuts, and a little bit of dairy, cheese, plain yogurt. There's plenty of carbohydrates in that. But here's what happens. So I lose a couple pounds because I really tighten things up, and I'm walking close to about 10,000 steps a day, which is about 3 miles. For me, it's about 40 to 60 minutes of walking. And I was really starting to weight train again. And to be honest, I was having fun with the weight training. So I really kicked that in the midst of this, and I got myself in a strange situation because I uh, I want to be lean and mean, but I really like feeling strong and building muscle again. In my 20s, I was really into fitness and built quite a bit more muscle on my body. Even got into a little bit of natural bodybuilding. Didn't go great, but didn't go bad either. In my contest that I committed to doing, I got up on stage in my underwear and did that. You know, made some faces. And out of, whatever, 10, 12 people, I think I was like number 6 or 7, 8. I was just middle of the pack, right? Looked better than most, but I drank a bunch of water the day before thinking I was going to lean up. And I ended up looking like I had great big muscles, but I looked like the Stay Puff Marshmallow guy. I didn't look lean. So messed that up. Anyhow, sorry, I went off on a tangent. Sugar and weightlifting. So I started doing well, and after about my first week of 5 weeks or something I had, after a week or two, I was already down like 2 pounds of body fat, and then the next week another pound of body fat. I was down like 3.5 pounds of body fat, and I know it's body fat because I really do know my body and my calorie intake, and I know water balance, and I'm very consistent. And then all of a sudden, I gained a couple pounds. I went to a wedding and ate some food that I don't typically eat. Not necessarily carbohydrate, but I ate some food that had some pre-mixed seasonings and sauces, and that just bloats me right up. It's kind of like a toxin to my liver. And I drank a little bit more alcohol, like 2, 3 glasses of wine over that 24-hour period. And so it bloated me up. And so then I started working towards getting rid of that again by just doing my normal daily routine. And then what started to happen though is I'm feeling really good at the gym. My back is feeling great. I have a whole back rehab protocol I follow, and my 30 years of debilitating back pain is gone, and my back is strong now. Now, of course, I'm really careful how I lift weights. I don't do what I used to do. I don't squat. I don't bench press. I don't do real heavy compressive forces on my spine. If I do anything, it's dumbbells, and I do one side at a time. So I'm using my spine to stabilize. I've really built up core, but not like abdominal work. In fact, that's what blows discs and herniates discs, that sit up motion. So I've learned things like bird dogs and side bridges. Shout out to my chiropractic friend Tim Temesian down in San Diego, who really turned me on to this and helped change my life when it comes to my back pain. And so anyway, I've been having fun lifting weights, but right off the bat, I go, oh, I forgot when I lift weights, I gain weight. I'm not fat weight, but I gain scale weight. And my goal was 5 pounds. It wasn't 5 pounds body fat, right? Because I could lose 5 pounds of body fat and gain 5 pounds of muscle, and that's a net zero on the scale. It was, I want to lose 5 pounds on the scale by Thanksgiving. And I failed at that. Like I said, I lost about 3.8. I got down to about, 156, started at 159.8. So, did pretty well, but my body changed, and I'm sure I lost 5 pounds of body fat. But my kids started joking around. They started feeding me their creatine, and that's something funny I used to take back in the day, but I forgot how that bloats up your muscles and makes them, burn more energy, but it brings in a lot more water. So the funny thing is, even though I leaned up and gained some muscle on the scale, I was heavy. I didn't make my goal. So I don't feel bad about that. I think it's good for me to be vulnerable and authentic and say, yeah, I messed that up, guys. You were following me, but I didn't lose my 5 pounds. And there's no excuses. I'm not happy I didn't lose it, but I'm actually pretty happy that I'm okay with it because I feel good. I feel strong. I didn't want to mess up my weight training workouts because I'm having such a blast doing it. Um, my 10,000 steps a day, my 40 to 60 minute walk, that's in place. I was a little lazy in the evenings when I would work out in the morning. I'd be like, oh, I don't need to walk tonight, but I really want to get those 10,000 steps. I sleep better, I feel better, and it really helps me continue to burn fat. It's like the slowest fat burning in the history of fat burning. I mean, I've lost 30 pounds now in 4 years. So what is that? 48 months divided by 30 pounds. I don't know. That's not even a pound a month, but it's consistent. I feel good doing it. I've adopted a new way of eating to where I'm not dieting. I just do what I do. Yes, you have to say no quite often. You don't show up to parties hungry. You definitely got to watch out for church events, weddings, parties, because it's usually a carbo fest. It's a sugar fest. But I really enjoy my healthy proteins and fats and things. And I go out to eat. I'm very selective and I'm kind of boring. I'll get a cheeseburger on lettuce with no sauces, and I'll get all the produce but no bun. And I won't get French fries. I'll get a side salad. And it is sad sometimes. Everybody's eating pizza and tacos and burritos and chips and bread at the table. And, we all make those excuses. Oh, I went to dinner and I did. The problem is we're always doing those kind of things. And especially around the holidays, we're going to be in trouble if we don't just learn to say no and be okay with it. So don't show up hungry. Or go show up slightly hungry and eat the olives and cheese and things like that at parties. But you just got to be careful because it's so easy to say, oh, I'll just have one piece of pizza, and then your stomach hurts for 2 days. Or if you digest it fine, then you crave it and it's just on your mind, and it's just harder to say no that second and third time. Be careful with alcohol. If you're trying to burn fat, guys, you can't eat sugar. It's as simple as that. We could argue all day long what's healthy, not healthy, but if you want to burn fat and get to your weight loss goal or your fitness goal, you just can't eat sugar. The only time carbohydrates can work is after a real intense workout. So when I do my intense workout, I will have a little bit of carbohydrate after, maybe a little bit of protein powder. It's a green organic thing, raw cruciferous sprouts and things. It doesn't taste great. Maybe a quarter cup of frozen blueberries just to give it some flavor and color. But that's it, because I know that will go back into my muscles in that little hour window. But I work out pretty intensely. So yeah, you can't just go do a little bit of exercise and eat carbohydrates or you're going to mess up your blood sugar. And so most of these problems are your body's stressed, so it wants to burn sugar, versus your body is relaxed. I shouldn't say relaxed, but it's not stressed and it will burn fat. So calm, not stressed is, well, that was on the side. Fat burning. The minute we go anaerobic or we're stressed or our heart rate goes up or we get fighty and flighty, we burn sugar. And if you don't eat sugar, it's okay. You'll just break down your muscle and bone. This is why we have so much insulin resistance and low bone density and low lean body mass and low muscle, because we're always burning sugar. So the key is to work on your stress hormones so you can burn fat, and then eat properly to burn fat. But you got to make sure you're not stressed. And stress is very subjective, guys. In a video earlier, I was talking about those 10 things you have to do. And off the top of my head, see if I could talk about them. You got to eat right. It has a lot to do with your genetic upbringing, not just genetics, but your genetic behaviors, meaning how your family, psychologically treated you and your diet and your attitudes on food. You need a good social network to keep you not necessarily accountable, but to walk through it with you and to support you. You definitely have to supplement if you're deficient in anything. You got to make sure you're not taking things that stress your body chemically, and that could be patented chemicals, drugs. That could be too many supplements. That could be cooking the wrong kind of oils. Like olive oil is great, but you shouldn't cook with it necessarily. It's not a good heat oil. More butter and coconut. So we could go on. There's 10 things you have to do to lose weight and to get well. And the funny thing is, whether you have chronic pain or depression or anxiety or belly fat or an autoimmune, or I see these things in my practice all the time. Now, I don't treat them specifically. What I do is I make a body healthier and we watch those things go away. And typically it's the same things we're doing to give you what you're looking to do, right? Because a healthy body burns fat. A healthy body has a good immune system. A healthy body sleeps well. A healthy body digests well. A healthy body isn't depressed. A healthy body isn't anxious. Not that we don't know those propensities, but it's a balance. It's an ebb and flow. Okay. So what goes too high kind of goes too low, but most of your time should be spent in the healthy normal. So my job is to find out where you're at. Are you too high? Are you too low? And whatever those 10 things, and make sure that you're vacillating between low normal and high normal, but not extremes, because the extremes are where you get sick. Okay, still on the screen. The extremes are if you live here, too low or too high, you're going to get sick. And sick could mean you get coughs and colds or COVID. Sick could mean cancer. Sick could mean belly fat. Sick could mean chronic joint pain, autoimmune. Sick could be all kinds of things. Depression. I mean, sick is very subjective, but just your body out of balance. So if you feel like you're here, if you're off the screen, we got to go good, better, best. We don't want this. This is a comfortable life. These are weak, fragile bodies. We don't want too much comfort. We just want here. Okay? There you guys. Like that. So I'm here to help. Ask your questions. You might need some coaching. You might not. It's always free to chat with me about whether you need some coaching or not. You might be an existing client. We just don't talk about certain things because you didn't think I could help you with them, but a lot of it is just perspective and what we focus on. You might have never heard me, and this seems very strange, but I'm happy to chat with you 3, 4, 5, 10 minutes informally over the phone, and we'll go from there, okay? God bless you guys. Christmas is coming. I'm going to keep the pedal down. Maybe I'll hit that 5 pounds by Christmas. I don't know. My muscles might want to grow. My muscles might have grown enough. Now I just need to lean up. But either way, I have my own health and wellness and fitness goals, and I might even share those with you later, and maybe even some pictures and things like that and what I'm doing specifically. But in the meantime, be blessed. Go on your walks, get your sunshine, be with the people you love, and don't worry about tomorrow. It's got enough worries for itself, okay? We'll chat with you later. Thanks. Bye-bye.